The neon signs of Port Meridian's orbital station flickered in shades of blue and purple, casting their glow across the scratched surface of the bar counter. Aliana sat hunched over her third glass of Centauri whiskey, her feline ears pressed flat against her skull. The synthetic alcohol burned differently in her Phylixian physiology, slower but deeper, exactly what she needed tonight. Exile. The word tasted bitter even without speaking it aloud. 3 cycles ago, she'd been Commander Aliana Vex of the Phylixian Defense Fleet. Now she was nobody, stripped of rank and homeworld for refusing orders that would have glassed an entire colony. The High Council called it treason. She called it conscience. Another, she said, her tail swishing with irritation as she pushed the empty glass forward. The bartender, a cybernetically enhanced human with optical implants, poured without comment. He'd learned not to ask questions in a place like this. The door hissed open, admitting a gust of recycled station air and 2 figures. Aliana's enhanced hearing picked up their footsteps before she turned one heavy, male, boots reinforced for null gravity work. The other light, small, a child's gait. "Dad, I'm hungry," a young voice complained. "I know, John girl. Give me 10 minutes to file the cargo manifest. Then we'll get real food. Not the synthesized garbage." Aliana's ear twitched. John girl. Curious naming convention for humans. The man, tall, weathered face lined with the exhaustion of endless freight runs, approached the bar's terminal kiosk. The girl, no more than 8 standard years, climbed onto a stool 3 seats down from Aliana. Brown hair pulled into a practical ponytail, grease smudges on her jumpsuit, eyes that held too much sadness for someone so young. Those eyes found Aliana and widened with wonder rather than fear. Most humans reacted to Phylixians with caution, aware of their predatory heritage. This child simply stared with fascination. "You're a cat," the girl said matter-of-factly. "Phylixian?" Aliana corrected, her voice a low purr despite herself. "Different evolutionary track, similar phenotype." "You're beautiful." Aliana's whiskers twitched in surprise. No one had called her beautiful since the exile. Dangerous, perhaps. Traitor, certainly. But not beautiful. "Thank you, small human. My name's John. Technically Jonna, but everyone calls me John." The girl swung her legs, too short to reach the floor. "Dad says I'm named after some ancient Earth pilot who broke records or something." "John Glenn," Aliana supplied, accessing the historical database through her neural implant. "First American to orbit Earth. 1962. Old calendar." John's face lit up. "You know about Earth history?" "I know about many things. Most of them useless now," Aliana thought bitterly. Mom knew lots of things too. John's expression dimmed. "She was a navigator. Best in the sector, Dad says. She calculated jump coordinates faster than the ship's AI. Was. Past tense. Aliana understood that particular grammatical weight all too well. 3 months ago, John continued, unprompted, needing to speak. "Reactor malfunction during a jump. Dad says she didn't suffer, but I heard him crying when he thought I was asleep." Aliana's tail went still. She knew grief, had watched her own squadron obliterated because she wouldn't follow an immoral order. 23 ships, 417 souls. "I'm sorry for your loss," Aliana said. The words inadequate but genuine. John studied her with those 2 old eyes. "Do you have kids?" "No." "Do you want some?" The question struck Aliana like a plasma bolt. Want. Such a simple concept, so complicated in execution. Phylixians bonded intensely with their young, but she'd never considered parenthood. Her life had been the fleet, duty, honor, all stripped away now. "I haven't thought about it." John leaned closer, her small hand reaching out to touch Aliana's fur-covered forearm. The contact sent a shock through Aliana's system, not unpleasant, just unexpected. Warm. Real. "Can you be my new mom?" Time seemed to crystallize around that question. The bar's ambient noise faded, the clink of glasses, the hum of life support systems, the distant chatter of dock workers. All Aliana could process was this child's desperate, honest plea. "John, that's not," she started, but the girl interrupted. "I know you're sad too," I can see it. You drink like Dad did before the grief counselor talked to him. John's voice dropped to a whisper. And you're alone. I'm alone too. Even with Dad. He's got the ship and the routes and the cargo. But I don't have anyone who's just mine. Aliana's throat tightened. When had she last belonged to anyone? When had anyone belonged to her? John, the father, appeared apologetic. Sorry, miss. It's been hard. He was pulling the girl away when Aliana's paw shot out, gentle but firm, stopping him. Wait. She looked at John. Really looked. Saw herself in that grief, that loneliness, that desperate need for connection in an indifferent universe. The High Council had taken Aliana's purpose. Maybe she could find a new one. I'm exiled, Aliana said slowly. I have no home, no family, no prospects. I drink too much and I've made enemies of powerful people. I'm dangerous to be around. John's face fell, but Aliana continued. But if you'll have me, if your father agrees, I could try. No promises, no guarantees, just trying. The girl's smile could have powered the station's fusion reactors. Really? Aliana's tail curled in what her people considered a gesture of commitment. Really? The father, stunned, looked between them. You're serious? You'd a complete stranger. Sometimes strangers are just family we haven't met yet, Aliana said, surprising herself with the sentiment. Besides, I'm good in a fight. I can calculate jump coordinates without an AI. And I'm told I purr very effectively when someone has nightmares. John launched herself at Aliana, small arms wrapping around the Phylixian's torso. Aliana's instincts kicked in, protective, fierce, gentle. Her arms encircled the child, and something broken inside her began, tentatively, to heal. Okay, the father said, voice thick. Okay. We can try this. Aliana lifted her glass one final time, then set it down untouched. She wouldn't need the whiskey anymore. She had something better now. She had John.